What's up, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube? Hey, you guys. Good to see you this morning. Come on in. Come on in. Super excited for this word. Hey, everybody. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Drop your city, drop your state, your country. You know we're international, right? So drop all that. So, you guys, this morning, I wanted to talk to you about something that is very important to me. And you all know, if you've been following me anytime, if you've watched any of my videos, I'm all about not just talking the talk, but truly walking the walk. You know, you've got to be able to say it, right? You've got to be able to say it. You got to be able to see it so you can say it, so you can do it or be it, okay? So all of these parts of our activating system are necessary. But today I wanted to talk to you about the fact that you can't just talk it. You can't just talk it. You absolutely have to walk it. You got to do something. It can't just be things that you say. It can't just be that. Like, your actions have to line up with your words. And that's the problem. In psychology, we talk about a concept known as cognitive dissonance, right? Cognitive dissonance. And I'm going to tell you what cognitive dissonance is. It's a couple of big words that simply means that you're not doing what you say you believe, okay? And when you don't do what you say you believe, there is a disconnect that takes place. And in that disconnect that takes place, you start feeling some type of ways. Like, well, I believe this, but I'm doing this. Something is going to have to change. Either you're going to have to change what you believe, or you're going to have to change what you are doing, but something will have to change. And it's going to have to change because we can't operate like that effectively. So you have to figure out a way to make it make sense in your mind, okay? You got to figure out a way to make it make sense in your mind. Listen, I'm going to give you a prime example. When people discover that their significant other is cheating, right? When they discover their significant other is cheating, if they want to stay with that person, they have to make it make sense, right? On the one hand, they love the person and they know that the person loves them. But on the other hand, their actions seem to suggest that they don't love them because they have violated the tenets of their relationship. So in the mind of the person who has been cheated on, they've got to make that thing make sense. They've got to justify for themselves whatever decision that they make. So if they decide to end the relationship, okay, if they decide to end the relationship, then they've got to rationalize that whatever, like, well, they must not love me enough, or they must not feel like I'm enough, or, I refuse to be treated like this, but something has to be said in the mind to line up with the actions that leave, okay? For the person that says, I'm going to stay, the same thing is true, right? You can't say you're going to stay and then you just feel like this person is just a cheater and they're always going to be a cheater and it's never going to change, because it creates this incongruency in your mind and produces cognitive dissonance. So you have to say, well, it was one time. Well, we're going to work through it. We can work through this. This is not something that's going to be regular, right? Either way, you got to make it make sense. It's got to make sense to you. It has to be consistent. It has to be congruent. It cannot produce that cognitive dissonance, because cognitive dissonance, will have you all over the place. Like, oh my God, what did I do? Oh my God, this can't work. Oh my God, whatever, right? So what does it have to do with what we're talking about? You guys, listen to me. If you say, I am a millionaire, but your belief wavers and it vacillates back and forth, right? And it wavers and it vacillates, and maybe it's vacillating because, you're looking at your bank account. okay, you're measuring it by your bank account right now, this moment, right? Then it's going to be difficult for you to engage in millionaire actions. You won't make millionaire moves because you're going to be too scared to make them, because although you're saying it, you don't really believe it. You've got to believe. You've got to believe it. So you've got to believe it, you've got to say it, and you've got to act on it. All of them go together. Believe, say, act. Believe, say, act. So this is why, and I want y'all to hear me, this is why it's so important that you understand who you are and whose you are. Because once you understand who you are in God, it changes the game, because you understand the power that you have to create. You have the power to create with your words, and then just step out in it and just move like it is already done, because what it is already done. So today, I want you to think about, what is it that you believe? What do you believe? Right? Whatever it is that you believe, what do you believe? How much do you believe it? Do you believe it enough to act on it? Do you believe it enough to walk it out? Do you believe it enough for all of that? And then, are you willing and are you ready to walk out that thing that you say that you believe? I'm just asking some questions. I've got questions, okay? Because when people tell me that they believe things, but their actions don't line up with what they say they believe, I know they don't really believe it. They believe it in their head, but it hasn't penetrated their heart. Because once it penetrates your heart, nobody can take it out. Nobody. So when I look at the things that I do personally, I made a conscious decision, a conscious effort, a conscious choice. Because I believe in people. And I want people to win. And because I want people to win, I want to do things that help people understand you are a winner. And you have the ability to win, and it's up to you whether or not you win. It's not up to anybody else, it's up to you. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday in class, my students were talking, and people were talking about 2020 was horrible, throw 2020 away. And I just talked about this on my live, you guys. And I said, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I believe 2020 can still be whatever you need it to be and whatever you want it to be, whatever you make it be. Because my 2020 is not going in the trash. 2020 is going to be my best year yet. Not my best year ever, but it's going to be my best year yet. And it's going to be that because I made a conscious decision to believe what God said over what it looks like. See, when you understand that all things are working together for your good, then you can stand on what God said. You can stand on the promises of God. You can stand on all of that. You can stand on it and know. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, take the trash down. Okay. You can stand on it and know that, listen, it's what God said. If you believe that what God said to you at the beginning of 2020 is truth, if you believe that what God promised you at the beginning of 2020 is going to manifest, I want you to type in the comments, I believe. I believe. Type in, I believe. Where are the believers? Because I believe that people don't believe, and therefore they do not see, they do not have, they do not manifest, because they do not really believe. But if you believe God, because I believe God, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what it feels like. I don't care what it sounds like. I don't care what anybody else thinks about it. I don't care about any of that. I believe God. I believe God for his promises. I believe God for what he said is true. I believe God that he's going to manifest the promises that he made me in my life. I believe. And if you believe, and I'm telling you, all you have to do is believe with every fiber of your being. Stand on what God has told you. Move in what he has promised you. Act as though it is already finished, because it is. And then you too will see the manifestation. You got to believe. You've got to believe. In the absence of your belief, borrow someone else's until you tap into it fully. borrow someone else's until you tap into it fully. Now, I'm not going to be on long. Listen, I'm going to work out, but listen, do you know why I work out? Can I tell you guys why I work out? So I work out because I believe that I'm going to have long life, but there's a part that I play in it. I believe that I'm going to have the body that I've always wanted, but there's a part that I have to play. I believe that I'm supposed to have perfect health. There's a part that I play. It is my right. It is my birthright as a daughter of the Most High, as a daughter of the King. It's my birthright. I shouldn't look like everything I've been through. I shouldn't look like I've been married 5 times. I shouldn't look like I've been homeless. I shouldn't look like I grew up in a 3-room house with no indoor plumbing. I shouldn't look like the abuse. I shouldn't look like rape. I shouldn't look like abortion. I shouldn't look like mistreatment. I shouldn't look like any of those things. In fact, when you look at me, you shouldn't even know that it was a possibility that it could have maybe potentially happened in my life. I should look so good that I look like where I'm going and not where I've been. That's how we ought to look. But there's a part that we play. For those of you who believe that God is calling you to do something great, God is calling you to impact the lives of people. God is calling you to really be able to speak into the lives of people for you. For you. This is just for you. This is not for the other people. This is for you. If that's you, I need you to understand that you have an obligation and a responsibility to maximize your skill set, to tighten up your skills so that you can do and say and be who it is that God needs you to be. Do what he needs you to do and say what he needs you to say. People are waiting, and they're waiting on you. You all listen, I'm doing my free mic drop masterclass tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I want you guys to join me. All you have to do is go to micdropmasterclass.com to register. It's absolutely free. Absolutely free. Go to the micdropmasterclass.com. Sign up, secure your spot. You'll get an email. Bam. You'll get an email. I'm letting you know that you're registered. Go to themicdropmasterclass.com. Register for this free 1 hour and 15-minute mic drop presentation workshop. I'm going to tell you my secrets. I'm going to drop it all. I'm laying it all out on the line. I'm telling you all. This is how I dropped the mic. This is how I've become the speaker that I am. This is what I do. Like, it's not a secret. I'm telling you. I'm telling you because I want you to be better than me. I want you to do more than me. And I want you to go further, faster, harder, quicker, all of that, because I believe in you. So go to themicdropmasterclass.com. Sign up. It's absolutely free. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you in the building, in the place, so that you too can learn how to articulate, express, and tell the world what it is that God has told you to tell them, and to do it in a way that makes them just be like, oh, they just dropped the mic. Listen, you guys, remember, it's not just in the talk. It's also in the walk. I want to see you be great. Let's be great. Listen, I love you all to life and life more abundant. Have an absolutely amazing and phenomenal day. Be blessed. Wow.